Good morning, students. So once again you are welcome to the string class, and continuing the same thing. We have already discussed how slicing is performed with strings, and this slicing is very important, because when you are working with the list, when you will work with the tuple, when you work with the other data structures also in Python, like NumPy array or data frame or anything else, then the same slicing technique will be used there also. So if you practice onto the slicing, then it is going to help you a lot in future Python programming. So printing, how you can print a string in Python. So, we have a print function. We can print any string or part of a string using print function. So print function is used to print the string as discussed earlier. And with when you are using print function, you are having separator also, you are having end also, arguments. So how use separator argument, how use end argument also, that is you can use. Like here, my string is equal to Bharti, print nationality comma my string. So nationality is nationality, it is a literal, it will be printed as it is. Then separator blank space, the default separator is blank space, so a blank space will be printed, and after this the content of my string Bharti will be printed. So this is how you can use the print statement to print one string or multiple string or whatever you want. String can be printed in three other ways also using the print function. Like if you want to provide style to your print statement, printing of the data, you want to format your data before printing, then you can use the three different methods, and these methods almost they are similar to each other. There is not more difference, but they are termed as the format method, where you are using the format function of a string class to format the string. The percentage operator method, which is almost similar to the C style or C++ style as printf method, which you can use there, and fstring method, which is almost similar to the format method we will discuss here, but it is an inbuilt method of strings, you can say. Okay, so this is, we talk about all these three methods one by one. So starting with the format method, print the string you want to print dot format. You can specify the format in which you want to print, where a string contains the format arguments in curly brackets, okay, and the values to be printed in place of curly bracket are argument passed to the format separated by the comma. So you can see here, like this is the same program. If you remember area of a circle, okay, so r is equal to 10, that is your radius, and area is equal to 3.14 into r square, so r to the power 2 is the formula we have written. And if you see the print statement, I want to print this thing, area of circle with 10 is 314, so area of circle with radius is area, so area of circles with radius 0 is the argument 1, you can say. So in curly brackets, this is here the value of radius will be printed, so this is what we are providing to the curly bracket, is curly bracket 1. This is the first value we want to print, this is the second value we want to print, and this is the end of the string. So this entire string is formatted dot format r comma a. It means at 0 the value of r radius will be printed, at 1 the value of area will be printed. So the output which appears onto your screen is area of circle with 10 is 314.0. In curly brackets we can use the words also, we can specify our own arguments also, like radius is equal to red and area is equal to ar. Say the message radius will be appear, and in place of radius an argument, I am declaring the argument here that I want to print the rad, and in place of area I want to print the ar. Now what is rad and what is ar? So dot format the same way, here we have simply written r and a, here we are specifying rad is r and ar is equal to a. So the output will be almost same, the rad is r, so value of r will be printed in place of rad, and value of a will be printed in place of ar. So this is how it will appear. But this is just simply placement of variables, values or functions. Say suppose we want to format them, we want to put the style, like I want 0.003, I want to print the float number like 314.00. Similarly, I want to print the integer number in some other format. Say I want to print it 010 or something like that. So these formatting can also be done in the format method. So this is, we can use format specifiers. This is okay. Format specifiers also in the curly braces, like argument colon format specifier. This is what, in curly bracket you put the arguments, so after argument you put a colon and then specify the format specifier. Say it will be clear at this particular place. If you see here, say print, what I want to print, I want to print a value here. This is my first argument. I want to print a value here. In binary is, again I want to print the same value here, and I am specifying its format here. This detailed format here I am specifying it. And what is the detailed format? I want to print the value here, argument 0. 0 means argument 0, the first value I want to print here also and here also. And it will be, I'm using, you can see three different things. I'm using a less than sign, I'm using a 10, 10, you can say here. I'm using a B also. Here B stands for binary. It means I want to display, I want to print a binary number here. First thing. Second thing, the width of the binary number will be 10. And the third thing, the number will be left justified. The number will be left justified. So the output will be, the output is not exactly what is written here. It will be somehow different. It will be, now the argument is 45. So it means it will be printed like this. 45 in binary is 101101. We can check it. You can check it here. Say print, okay, sorry, string, start of a string, 0 in binary is 0 less than 10b dot format. And what exactly I want to print? 45 in binary. If I run it, this is 45 in binary is 1000. Now what is the meaning of left justified and right justified? Suppose if the same statement I am writing again, and this time, sorry, and this time I am printing it into right justified. So let's make it right justified. The greater than sign is used for right justified, and at the same time I am printing it in center justified also. So the symbol pipeline symbol is used for center justified. Pipeline symbol. Pipeline symbol is not used. Caret symbol is used for center. You can see the output. You can clearly see the output. This is left justified. Okay. After the is message, you get a blank space. As usual, you get a blank space because the blank space is given here, and then you get a number 101101. This is a 6-digit number, so rest of the 4 digits are here. Okay, left justified. But in this particular case, you are getting the 4 digits, first, second, third, 4 before the number, because it is a right justified. This is the right justified. Okay, and in this particular case, you are getting 2 digit here. Just see 1, 2, and you are getting 2 digit here. So this is how it is center justified. So this is what the formatting means. Okay, we can format the data as per our requirement. So this is how. Similarly here, say print 0 in exponent form is 0 colon e, and in floating point notation is 0 colon 0.2 f. So what I want to print? I want to print 121.34256 everywhere. I want to print this value here, this value here, this value here. But here it will be printed as it is 121.34256. You can see 121.34256. Okay. But here it will be printed in exponent form. So you can see 1.213426 e plus 02 in exponent form. And here it is printed in floating point notation. And in floating point notation I have specified 0.2. 0.2 means the precision, the number of decimal places I want is 2 decimal places. Okay, so automatically it is 121.342, so that becomes 121.34. Suppose the number is 121.349, so it will be 121.35. Rounded off, rounded off automatically. Okay, so this is how you can use the format specifiers. Now in format specifiers, this is the syntax. If you remember the print command, the first video we have gone through, there also we had discussed the same thing. So the first thing is flag. You specify the flag, so you can use the plus. If you want the plus sign before the number, you can use plus. If you want minus sign before the number, if the minus sign will appear only if the number is negative, okay, but you want to display it before the number, you can use minus. Then you can use less than, caret, and greater than, that is for left, center, and right justification. Now sometimes when you are entering a number and you specify the width, like here we specified the width is 10. Okay, the width is 10. So if the width is 10, the remaining place will be filled by the blank space. Here also you can see remaining place will be filled by the blank space. That is called padding. So if you want space as padding, you can use space. If you want some other symbol as padding, like I want to use 0, I want to use hash, suppose I want to use 0, or I want to use hash as padding, so we can specify this thing also. You can see hash is used here as a padding, and here I want a space to be used as a padding, and here I want suppose 0 to be used as a padding. Okay, though the number becomes a little bit different number, but here we are using the 0 as a padding. So you can see 0 appears at both sides. Here suppose I am using dot, let's say dot I am using as a padding, let's see. Okay, this is, so you can specify the padding. So all these things comes under flags. Then width, what will be the width? Now always remember this is the width. Okay, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 including the decimal sign, this is the complete width. So this is, then precision, the number of decimal places. Then what type of data you want to print, you can specify the specifier. Okay, like B for binary number, C for character, single character, D for decimal integer, I for integer, E for exponent form, capital E for exponent form. Here the small e, it will be printed as a capital E. Then F for floating point notation, O for octal number, U for unsigned integer number. If number is negative, even then it will be printed positive. X for hexadecimal number, so you can print X or capital X. X, in case of X, in hexadecimal number we use A to F alphabets also, so that will be appear in small letters, but if you use capital X, it will appear in capital letters. And as for the strings, so these are the different type of formats you can use. So try making combination of all these things and practice by yourself. The percentage operator method, it is almost similar to the format method, but as I told, this is taken basically from the C style sprintf method. C style old formatting can be done without using format method. You need not to use format method, but you can use the similar type of technique. So this is how you are using is R is equal to 10, A is equal to 3.14 into R to the power 2. Print the area of circle with radius percentage D is percentage 0.2f. We use the same notations. The notations we have discussed earlier, same. The only difference is that before the notation, there we will putting that thing into curly brackets, but here we are putting this in percentage D and percentage 0.2f. So this is your percentage operators. And after the end of the string, after a blank space, no dot, nothing, after a blank space we put percentage sign, and then in the bracket we specify, say what are the things. So number of percentage you used here, the same number of values you can provide here. Note it, number of percentage used here, same number of percentage you can specify here. So R, that is radius, will be printed at this particular place, the first argument, this is a decimal number, and A will be printed at this particular place, that is a floating point number with 2 digit of decimal place. Okay, so this is how area of circle with 10 is this. So you can use the same formatting which we have discussed earlier, but the only difference is that here the format which you are mentioning inside the string is starting with the percentage sign. And similarly you can use the F method, the F string method. So F string method is similar to the format method. The only difference is that that you need not to use the method word here, format word here. Similar to the format method, here the string is preceded by the f word. Whatever the string is, it is preceded by the f. Okay, and the variable are mentioned in curly bracket in same way. Like this is the same thing, r is equal to 10, a is equal to 3.14 into r square, print f. This is, we are using the f string method. So we're starting with the f. Okay, f, and then you start your string. So everything you are doing is inside. And then area of circle with radius r, in curly bracket we are specifying the variables. R is a, right? Remember one such string we have declared in print statement earlier also, that it started with r, the raw string. Similarly, this is called formatted string. When we say f, it means it is a formatted string. So here r will be printed and a will be printed. So we can use the similar type of features, the features we have used in format method also. We can use the same method also. So let's try here. If suppose I want to do this thing f method, so can I use it? So if I say f, then the rest of the thing is same. And here what I want to use, I will specify a variable, suppose say a is equal to 45 and print a and print a. Let's try whether it will work or not. Say let's make 145. It's working. It is working. You can see. So everything will be same. Only the variable will be take the place. Okay. So this is how you can use the f method also. Escape sequences, when you are working with the strings, you can use the escape sequences, and lot many escape sequences are there, but there are some of the very important escape sequences. One such escape sequences is slash enter, slash with enter key. So why it is used? It is used to split a line into multiple line. Suppose if you are writing a line and that line is not able to fit onto your screen. So if you are writing a very lengthy line, just take an example here. Suppose I am starting here and I am writing alphabets, print, and this is what I, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, then J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, then S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, then A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. These are alphabets and strings, alphabets and numbers, digits, sorry, digits. Okay, so the line is very big. See, it's very big line. If I run it, the output will appear no matter, but it is not able to visible here. I'm not able to read the program in a proper way. So what I can do, I can divide it into multiple lines. So now if I say here, I simply suppose put enter key, then and run it, it will generate error because the string has to be terminated here, but the string is not terminating here. So what I can do, I can simply use slash and then I press the enter key. Now I'm pressing the enter key. Same thing I'm doing what I had done earlier, but earlier I simply pressed the enter key, it generated error, but this time I'm not pressing enter key, I'm pressing slash and then enter key. You can see it is the entire thing. This is one string, just one string. It looks like in two lines, but actually it is just one line. And if I run it, you see the same output I am going to get. Same output I am going to get. So slash enter is used to divide your statement into multiple line. Okay, like this is what I am doing. This is just one line but looks like two. So this is just one line but looks like two. Your output appear as a one line. Then you can use slash n and slash t. Slash n for new line, you know very well if you want to change the line, and slash t for horizontal tab. We have already discussed this particular thing very well. We can use slash single quotes if you want to put a single quote, and we can use slash double quote if you want to put a double quotes into the screen. This is very interesting thing. Suppose I want to print father's name. print, no capital letter please, print father's name. This will generate error. You see, your string has been terminated here, so it will generate. Now there are two way to solve this particular problem. First thing, put slash single quotes. Slash single quotes means now it will be treated as just a string, and in place of slash single quotes a single quote will be printed. You see, father's name. And there is another method also, that is also an easy method. You can see, in place of using single quotes, use double quotes like this. So this is a tip. What is the tip? If you want to print a single quotes, you can use slash single quote. Similarly, if you want to print a double quote, you can use slash double quote. Like suppose I want to print hello in double quotes, so I will say print, say one way, hello. Okay, this is one way, hello, but it is lot more complicated. So another way, since I want to print double quotes, I will use single quotes, and in double quotes now I can write hello. You can see, in single quotes I can use double quotes, and vice versa, in double quotes I can use single quotes, right? But if you have to use single quotes and double quotes both, then in that particular case this escape sequence will help you. Slash single quotes and slash double quotes will help you. So this is how you can use the single quotes to print a single quote in the string alternatively, and close the string into double quotes and use single quotes directly, or to print double quotes use slash double quote, or alternatively and close the string into single quotes and use double quotes wherever you want. So these are the escape sequences which you can use with the string. So this is the end of part 2 of strings. We will discuss operators and functions in part 3 and part 4. It will take time. Okay, string is a very big topic and I want everything to be covered, nothing to be left. So I'm dividing into multiple parts. So we will start third part later on. So try to use print statement here. Okay, it is going to help you. In different way. Okay, so we will discuss about the string operators and the string functions in later.